Hello, welcome to the video lesson or video notes for lesson 6-11. And this is a lesson for converting equations to slope-intercept form, then graph. Now, we are actually going to change this lesson a little bit. We're going to convert to slope-intercept form, and we will be doing some graphing just to check our answers. But we're actually going to solve using substitution. So let's write down, we'll put a little star up at the top and write the word substitution. Okay, so the learning target, I can convert equations, and that's really the big idea here, to slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, and then graph the line. So we have our first example on page 61, and it says 3x minus y equals 9, 2y equals 2x plus 2. So I'm going to separate these two. I'll write the first one over here, 3x minus y equals 9. I'll put a little line in between some workspace, and then 2y equals 2x plus 2. Oops. Alright, so let's do some converting. So I want to get y isolated by itself, and there's a couple ways to do that with this first one. I'm actually going to add y to both sides. And some of you might be saying, well, wait, don't you want to leave it over on the side? Actually, I just want to get it on one side by itself, and I want it to be positive. So since I have the minus sign, I might as well add the y. So then I end up with 3x, because we zero out, and then I get 9 plus y, or y plus 9. Then to get y by itself, I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. And I end up with 3x minus 9 equals y. Now, let's switch that around. In an equal sign, you can swap sides because they're the same. So I get y equals 3x minus 9. Now it's in y equals mx plus b form. Okay, for the other equation, this one is almost in the right form. All I need to do is divide both sides by 2. Now, because I'm dividing by 2, I need to divide everything by 2. And I get y equals 2 over 2 is 1, or just x, plus 1. Now, one way of solving this type of problem is to graph it. We are going to solve it by doing substitution. So what I know is 3x minus 9 and x plus 1 are equal to each other. So I'm going to do 3x minus 9 equals x plus 1. Because they're both equal to y, so they must both equal each other. So this is an easy equation to solve. I'll add 9 to both sides, and I get 3x equals x plus 10. Subtract x from both sides, and you get 2x equals 10, divide by 2, and you get x equals 5. So I have x equals 5. Now you can use any equation you want from, well, either of the first two equations to find y. So why don't I use, let's take the first equation, 3x minus y equals 9. Substitute 5 in for x. 15 minus y equals 9. Might as well add y to both sides. 15 equals 9 plus y. Subtract 9. And 6 equals y. Or y equals 6, either way. So we have the solution solution 5, 6. Now, instead of doing the check with the other equation, I'm going to do the check by graphing these. And I want you to follow along and do the same thing. Alright, so I got to move the screen back up. And we are going to take a look at those converted equations and use the slope and y-intercept. So for this one, my slope is 3, or 3 over 1, and my y-intercept is -9, or 0, -9. So I'm going to plot the point, -9, 0, -9. My slope is 3 over 1, so up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. Keep on going. And we're good. Now I'll connect my points. Make sure you use arrows. I'm even going to label my equation. This is the first equation, 3x minus y equals 9. Okay, now I'm going to graph the other one. Y equals x plus 1. M is 1, or 1 over 1. And B is 1, or the point 0, 1. So I plot that point. Then 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. That's this line here. And look at that. That's enough for me to connect using a ruler, straight line tool. And again, this is the other equation. 2y equals 2x plus 2. Here's my solution. Just checking, that's, if I look on the graph, that is the point 5, 6. Well, what did I write down at the bottom? Solution 5, 6. It checks. Beautiful. Okay, so let's take a look at the next page. Page 62. Alright, so here's what we have. We have two equations. What you need to do is convert them to y equals mx plus b form, and then find the solution. Actually, I'm going to work through this first one with you, because part of it's already done. Y equals 2x plus 3. But the other one is not in the right form, because I got to divide everything by 3. And when I do, I get y equals 1/3 x, or x over 3, plus 3. So now I'm going to put this equal to the other equation. So I have 1/3 x plus 3 equals 2x plus 3. Now, I bet some of you are saying, well, Mr. Decker, how are you going to solve that with the fraction there? Well, I'll tell you. I'm going to multiply everything by 3. Because if I multiply by that denominator, I'll get rid of it. So 3 times 1/3 x is x. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times 3 is 9. So I subtract 9 from both sides, and you're going to see in a moment it really didn't matter if I did that. And I get x equals 6x. Subtract x from both sides. 0 equals 5x. That means x equals 0. So I found my x value. Let's go ahead and use the first equation. Y equals 2x plus 3. And if I substitute 0 in for x, I get y equals 0 plus 3, or y equals 3. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do the check on the graph. You've got these two equations in y equals mx plus b form. See if you can graph them using the slope and y-intercept instead of making a table. Alright? Then at the bottom, you've got question 2. Now, the answer to both of these is at the bottom of the page. So we got the first one right. You're going to do the check. The second one, you already see what the answer is supposed to be. I want you to do the work to prove that, and then also do the check. So here's what we're looking at. If anybody does both graphs and the work for number 2, that'll be worth 2 points. And everything is correct. If there's any students that just try it, maybe just try the part in number 2 to solve for the answer, or try the graphing even if it doesn't work. As long as you have good effort, show your work, then for every 2 students that try, that'll be another point. So you still have lots of potential for earning points as long as you try to do some of this on your own. Alright, that's it for this lesson. If you have any trouble, go back and rewatch the video. Good luck, and we'll see you in math.